Breaking news, y'all know Thursday they were having their talks and it did not go well. So right now, China and Canada are warning their citizens to get out of Iran. Things are escalating. Russia, Poland are also warning their citizens in Israel to get out now. The Czech Republic, Lithuania have also began evacuations. Vietnam, Poland joined Israel exit advisories also. These are the global exit warnings that are happening right now. Y'all, things have escalated really bad. And I don't know if you're paying attention to the oil prices right now and where your gasoline prices are right now, but I noticed a few days ago they were slowly creeping up. So the prices are starting to rise. Now, they might need to put something in there about price gouging, because if things do escalate even worse, y'all know they're going to raise the roof when it comes to these prices of fuel.
Making moves to help get people out of the Middle East because of what's happening between Israel and Iran. What steps are you taking to help Canadians get to safety?
Well, David, we are very concerned about Canadians in the region, and we are encouraging all parties to exercise maximum restraint. In the interests of Canadians in the region, we are planning commercial options for Canadians in Israel, the West Bank, and Iran to leave the region via certain neighboring jurisdictions. This is in addition to ongoing efforts to assist Canadians attempting to leave Gaza. Given that the airspace isn't open, once Canadians have crossed the border into neighboring countries, we have consular services available to them. And in fact, we are heightening our consular services, deploying more consular officials to the region, including to Israel, the West Bank, Jordan, Turkey, and Armenia.
While diplomats speak of peace, fighter jets are quietly taking their positions. Donald Trump is navigating a critical moment as tensions rise across the Middle East. While American and Iranian officials continue indirect nuclear talks in Geneva, the United States has significantly increased its military presence in the region. 2 aircraft carriers, advanced fighter aircraft, and additional defense systems have been repositioned, marking one of the largest deployments in recent years. At the same time, China has made its position clear. Beijing says it supports Iran's sovereignty and national stability, emphasizing that disputes should be resolved through political dialogue rather than pressure. This support is not symbolic. China is Iran's largest trading partner, responsible for more than a quarter of its total trade. A long-term 25-year cooperation agreement, potentially worth $400 billion, further strengthens their economic and infrastructure ties. Meanwhile, newly released satellite images from a Chinese-linked analytics firm appear to show US F-22 aircraft stationed at Israel's Ovda Air Base, a rare operational move that has drawn global attention. With negotiations continuing and strategic forces in place, the situation remains highly sensitive. Will diplomatic efforts ease the pressure or signal a deeper shift in global power dynamics?
And Australian families are tonight being warned to get out of the Middle East while they still can, as a threat of a US strike on Iran intensifies. Donald Trump has imposed more sanctions on Tehran, and last-ditch nuclear talks are due to start in the coming hours. Chief reporter Chris Reason is in southern Israel, which is expected to bear the brunt of any Iranian retaliation.
From Iranian state television, the outbreak of a war in public relations. A video warning that Iran is preparing for a fight back, rocket launches and swarms of attack drones ready to be unleashed. All units, he said, have designed very effective measures. As tensions build on a potential US attack across the region, they are braced for the prospect of war.
People say, do you get used to it? No, you don't get used to it. What happened here, it's not something that you get used to it.
Here in Israel, Australian Danny Meisner is back at the devastated kibbutz where 102 residents were slaughtered in the October 7 massacre, including the only Australian victim, his sister, complicating the timing of any operation. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, currently visiting Jordan, while India's Prime Minister is in Israel, as talks begin in Geneva with prayers for a last-minute breakthrough.
Lviv and Chris, the families of Australian diplomats have been given the option to leave.
Well, Rosanna, no option at all for staff families here in Israel or in Lebanon. They've now been directed to go immediately, while there is voluntary withdrawal options being offered to those staff in the UAE, in Qatar and Jordan. Meanwhile, DFAT warning Australian travellers through this region, particularly Doha and Dubai, that there could be flight cancellations and interference in coming days. These talks, Rosanna, in Geneva today are Iran's real last chance. The US imposing more tough sanctions on them overnight after the intelligence community from the US is now saying that Iran is working on intercontinental ballistic missiles that could reach as far as Europe or even America.
Britain has evacuated its embassy staff from Iran as Trump primes his first kamikaze drone squad after nuclear talks collapsed on Thursday. Task Force Scorpion, a unit of one-way attack drones, has been signed off for deployment and is ready to blitz Iran. So these kamikazes were produced in Arizona. They are designed for one-way attacks, low-cost, unmanned, and lightweight. The drones have an extensive range. Task Force Scorpion strike. This is the weight, the length, the cost, the speed. The new squadron of drones suggests a sophisticated attack on Iran is in sight. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to head out the door and I'm trying to get this video up as fast as I possibly can. But this is why I said the other day or yesterday, you know, should we be traveling to these other countries right now with so many things happening, with the United States being involved in so many different areas where and things are not looking good? I don't know if it's safe right now to be traveling outside of the country, because when something happens, you are stuck where you are because travel may be down. I'm just saying. This situation definitely calls for a lot of prayer. We need to pray for our leaders. We need to pray for our military. We need to pray for their families, pray for these people who are stuck in airports trying to find their way to safety before things get really intense. We need to pray for our enemies. God calls for us to do that as well. And y'all, let's pray, plan, and prepare, because yes, this might be happening overseas. We don't know when things will happen here in the United States. They don't need to cross the sea to get to us. They already have sleeper cells here. So pray, plan, and prepare.
Here's to the good days. Here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something in the water.